Hi and welcome to my BMW r1100r. Just want to talk about the front brakes, on how to change your brake pads and clean up your brake caliper, and also show you how to clean your pistons, etc., and what I'm using. Simple method really, not much into it, and it's the same process as well. Like, to take your front wheel off, that you've got to take off your brake calipers off first to remove the wheel itself. So anyway, I've already kind of worked on the opposite side. I'm already halfway through on this one. Just going to give you a quick demonstration on what I'm talking about. So to get this brake caliper off, you've got to use a like a small wrench socket set kind of thing. I don't know what size it is, can't really find it on here. Oh, okay, yep, I found it. So the spanner you'll require is an 8mm. That's what you'll need, and put it on the top one, break it off. I've already done these, as you can see, so to make life a little bit more easier to show you. And then replace it down there. Same with the bottom one, do that one. And what I'm more or less saying to you is, right, these calipers won't actually come off straight away at all. So you'll tend to need a flat-ended screwdriver. Don't put too much force on, but I'm trying to explain to you how to get these off the disc. You're going to have to slide it down the back of it, just put a little bit of a twist on it to open the calipers up inside the pistons, and then it'll force out the pads, and you'll near enough want to get these pads and the pistons at least fully out to remove this, because you're going to have a job trying to get it off the rim of the wheel here, to remove it from the fork and the inner side of the wheel. It is pretty difficult, so make sure that you force them out. Don't do it excessive, because you're going to damage your disc. You could even chew up your brake pads with a screwdriver by damaging them. Any road, you're going to be replacing the new ones anyway, but what I'm doing personally, I'm just doing a quick service of cleaning the pistons up more than replacing new brake pads. So now it's off, it generally looks like that. Not much to it. These brakes, I don't really care what people say, they're all the bloody same. Whether they're expensive brakes like this or whether they're cheap brakes, they all work the same. So inside, you've got two pistons that side, you have two pistons that side. What you're required to do is pump the brake at the top there, good several times. Then your pistons are going to push out nice and even, and this is what I've been cleaning them with. 3-in-1 multi-oil does a cracking job, so I spray that on. I use a tough brush and get inside where the pistons are, give them a really good clean up and a scrub up. Get all the loose dirt off with your tough brush and get them looking clean, because the amount of dust off your brake pads, off the road and general shit, whatever you go, it's going to build up on them pistons and it's going to stop them working. Simple method. Brake fluid, that's what I'm using. Brake fluid .4. Get it from the local hardware shop or Halfords or retail store, whatever. That's what I'm using. To get the pads out, obviously these are the back of the pad, the front of the pad. Like I said, I'm not replacing mine yet. There's still some good meat on mine, so like I said, just doing a quick service, quick clean up, and that's your guide pin, like to hold the brakes in, all in line. And then you have a small L-shaped cotter pin that you've got to remove. Now this cotter pin here, right, belongs in that little hole there. So if you ain't got a cotter pin to fit in there, this pin you're going to find will just generally fall out, or you're very lucky that it hasn't fell out in time since you've been riding your bike if you haven't got one. So in theory, right lads, this is what it goes in there like that. You know, the pads fit up top there like that, inside kind of thing. You push it in. I ain't gonna try and put the two in together because I've only got one hand to do this, and it generally just goes in there. That's all. See, pretty simple. That's all it does. Yeah, so that little cotter pin, where is it? It's generally at the top, so get the little marking, push it through, and you'll come across the hole then. So once you've taken the cotter pin out, which is that there, that's how the pin's going to look, still holding your brakes up, yeah, inside. Then at the back of it, of the caliper, there's a tiny little hole which is just there. Get a little tiny screwdriver, something like that there, yep, feed that into that hole where my nail is, give it a quick clunk. You haven't got to do it too hard because that'll come out quite with ease and nice and comfortable. And then get a screwdriver. Sorry if I'm babbling on, but it's pretty hard to do this with one hand and also hold the camera. Give it a grab. If I can do it now. Oh. So anyway, what we're going to do, so you're going to grab it with your pliers, you're going to pull it because there's a little busher on there what's just going to open up as it comes out. So pull it out. The pads are going to just naturally fall out. Once you've pulled it out, put your pin down, make sure that your cotter pin's still there, take your disc and your caliper, and there's your pad, and it's as easy as that, lads. So thanks for your time for watching. Subscribe and like, and leave a comment if you like. If you think I've done anything wrong on this, then you know, hey, we all work different at the end of the day. And also, you know, you should know this. You shouldn't even have to ask questions or look it up yourself. Once you've done what you're doing with your brakes, always remember you've got to bleed them, which is here. So bleed, you undo it with 11mm spanner, put it on like that. You know, I mean, everybody knows it's going to leak oil, so you've got to get, you know, a little pipe to put on the top of it, put some oil in the base, not this one because it's a bit obviously a bit shit. Anyway, so yeah, you shouldn't have to ask questions on how to bleed the brakes. It's a simple method at the end of the day. And yeah, thanks for watching all, and have a good day. Cheers.